Okay, so, hi guys, welcome back. Paano to? Tapos nyo ba yung challenge? This one, the last part. Tapos mo, Kalib, sino pa? Kim, mga di pa nanonood. Kirby, James, Kyle. Okay, thank you. This is the latest video. Di pa niya napanood. Okay, so dito tayo mag-start for today. And then we're going to proceed in how to integrate JSON commands or JSON files into our system. So basically yung ginagawa kasi nating notes app, yun na yung para pag-aralan natin yung different ways to integrate data such as create, read, update, and delete. So yun yung tinatawag natin CRUD. Okay, so kapag napanood nyo na yun, anyway, so kung hindi pa, di go. Ayan. Bali, doon makikita natin na ma-manipulate natin yung JSON file. And basically, JSON kasi are just strings or arrays or objects that can be used to manipulate data. Ayun. So, ito yung ginawa natin last time. So, we have the playground. And we have used this JSON file. So, you have name Andrew, planet Earth, and then the age is 20. So, in order, what we need to do is, wait, I'm going to close just this. Okay. So, kailangan natin gawin is we're going to load and parse the JSON data, change the name and age property, using the info given. Your info pala, your name and your age. So, it's not necessarily for you to change the planet because we all live in the planet Earth. Unless you belong to a different planet, edi hello. Ayan. So, then you're going to stringify the change object and override the original data, and then you're going to test your work by viewing the JSON file. So, first thing that we're going to do is we need to load and parse the JSON data, which is we're going to get, bakit hindi siya nagtatab? Tampin. Crazy. Ayan. Di naman. Okay. So, you're going to parse this part right here. Load and parse the JSON data. So, in order to parse, kukunin lang natin si read file sync, which is we're going to use fs read file sync by putting it in a data buffer. So, fs read file sync, so we have the file name, which is 1-json.json. And then we're going to convert the buffered data into string. Therefore, you have two string right here. And then we're going to create a new constant right here, which is, I just said user kasi nga, di ba? Parang user or a person or whatever you wish to name it. Then we're going to parse the data that it is in here. Kasi dito sa part na to, data.json. So if we're going to have like a console.log right here, and then we're going to print data.json. So makikita natin na, okay, let's just comment this first muna. Okay, so we're going to see that the output is, node, tapos cd, what's this playground? Okay, so we're going to have node 1 json.js. So as you can see here, mga kapatid kay Kristo, ang naiprint is the JSON file, which is naka-string pa lang siya. Like this one. Like it's really the same, just printed it out. So kapag kasi we just had the data buffer muna, so just siguro, let's have it like console.log and then data buffer. Okay. So this is the difference between unparsed and parsed data. So unparsed and parsed JSON file. So if we're going to run, as you can see here, this is just a data buffer, so it doesn't make any sense. So numbers pa lang yung andyan. And then when we already parsed it into string, magiging ganito na siya, magpapakita na yung value na andun sa loob ng JSON file. But we don't need that string. We need the objects inside this string. We need the specific name, we need the specific planet, we need the specific age. Ang hirap na pala mag-project ng boses. Sorry ah. Okay. So, kaya natin siya ipa-parse into an object. Ilalagay natin siya sa object user. Kaya natin siya pinarse as data. Ayun. So, merong command si Json na kaya niyang i-parse yung specific data. So, if we're going to see kung tama bang yung mga nagpapakita, we can just have console.log, and then we can have like, see user, we have user right here, user, and then we have dot. What do we need? Name. Let's just say user.name. Okay. So, if we're going to run this again, makikita natin na we have si data buffered right here. We have si data JSON right here. And we already got the name that we need to edit. Okay. So I'm just going to remove this console things for the sake of this sorrowful passion. Okay. Uy, Katoliko lang nakarelate doon. Ayan. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we need to change the name and the age, since we don't need to change the planet. Okay? So, ayun. Simply just assign values with, since we have tried printing user.name a while ago, just simply override the content by user.name is equal to, maybe add your name here, and add the age right here. Okay, so we already have assigned the value for the name and the age, therefore the planet stays the same. Then next one, what we're going to do is we're going to save it to the JSON file. Okay, we're going to create another constant. Okay, then we're going to stringify the specific object that is existing. So we have user right here. Di ba ito yung object natin na existing, which contains this JSON right here, being name Andrew, planet Earth, and age 20. And then we overrode. We have basta yon, pinalitan natin yung value ni user that name into Pedro and user.age into 50. Now, in order to bring it back to JSON file, we need to stringify it. Ano ibig sabihin natin pag sinasabi natin yung stringify? Ibabalik natin siya sa ganitong format. Ito, ayan, yung format na yan, ibabalik natin siya with the specific changes na nangyari. So, we're just going to create a new variable, which is user, I just named it user JSON, is equal to JSON.stringify user. Okay. And then finally, you will be overriding the JSON file by using write file sync. Then we have one JSON, and then, of course, your constant right here, which carries your string, which is user JSON. So if we're going to run this one, okay, so as you can see, wala na nagpakita dito sa ating terminal. But if we're going to refresh this one, our one JSON.json, we already have Pedro, and then we still have planet Earth, and then we have the age of 50. Ayan. So, bali yun yung pinaka-concept of using JSON. Yeah, basically that's it. So, today we're going to integrate this piece of shit into our Notes app. So, it's not just, syempre, when we are doing the Notes app, we would like to get the title and the body, and then the door. Tapos, we get the title and the body. We need to search for the title and the body. Kasi di ba last time with all our previous lessons, we have already created the, okay, babalik na kung Notes app. So as you can see, we have already created the different yards command that we will be using. So we have add, then what else? We have remove, we have read, and we have list. So if you are thinking about the CRUD operation, basically that is create, the add, read is the list, tama, read, update is the edit, and delete is the remove is the delete. Okay. Ayan. So any questions up to this point in time? Gusto nyo bang kopyahin yung playground para ma-experience nyo lang? Sige. Sabi nyo eh. So, ito lang yung part na nadagdag. Okay. Zoom out ko lang. Ayan. Kita pa naman na. Shit, kailan kayo remove? Okay, okay lang, okay lang. Bali, ito yung madidiscuss today. K. K sa imo. Okay, so don't forget kapag gumagawa kayo ng bagong JSON file or not JSON. Bagong JS file is always import the things that you need, which is the file system, ganyan-ganyan. Kung anong NPM or anong tawag dito? Kung anong class yung kailangan mong gamitin. Okay, next thing, hello. We proceed na dito sa notes app natin ha. So itago na natin tong mga to. Okay. So last time, we have already built the yards command add. Tapos papunta sa okay. So we're going to integrate having JSON dito sa ating command add lang muna, okay? Sige. So, we'll be using okay, we're going to delete this first kasi wala nang ambag yan sa buhay. Because we're going to use JSON na already. Okay. So, we're going to click our notes.js. So, basically, ito yung laman ng ating notes.js. So, we have get notes. Ito matagal na itong nagawa. So, we have get notes right here. So, you have function. Just going to return a string that says your notes. So, we're going to add a function here sa notes because our concept is like we're just doing it like OOP style. We're putting the functions in the notes.js and then we're going to integrate it with the app.js. So, today we're going to create the the function add note. And then we're going to create it as a function. And then what are we going to input is we need to have the title and the body. Nakakapanibago pag yung keyboard mo hindi lumalagatak. Naglit lang. Okay. Okay, so let's just have it like that muna. And then dito sa module.export, since we're going to export everything that we need to include here, which includes this add note function, we're just going to edit this one, of course, we have our get notes, unang-una. Ay, gago. And then we're going to have add note. Then we're going to get the add note functions. We're going to save this. So we're going to have this module. So bali si get notes. Ito yung magiging pangalan ng module being exported. Kukunin niya si function get notes. And then we have add note right here. Kukunin niya si function add note. Okay, so we're going to check sa ating app.js if require na si notes.js since we're going to use it inside. Okay. So since here sa get notes, since it's not just get notes na lang, and we are creating lots of functions inside notes, so maybe let's just rename this into notes. Ganyan. Notes or, yeah, pwede na yan. Notes commands or notes function, you can say that for the sake of this video, sasabihin ko naman na for the sake of this for the sake of today, just do it notes like that. Okay. Okay, please check if you have the validator chalk and yards already installed para dire-diretso tayo. Okay. So, we're going to have dito sa add, pupunta tayo sa my handler. Okay? So, since we are not having, sorry ha. Okay, so since we're not just going to print things na lang when we're going to run this, we're actually adding a note. We're just going to delete this one and we're going to call our methods. Okay, so we're going to have notes. Since tinawag natin sa notes, we have add note. And then we're going to have the argv, that title, since yun yung mga makukuha natin, and argv dot body. Ayan. So if we're going to add a note, the argv title and the argv body will be created as dun sa JSON file niya. So, if we remember it right, the title right here is itong part na to. So, we have the description is a note title, and then the demand option is true, and then the type is string. And for the body, it's the same. We have the note body right here, demand option is true, and the type is string. Okay. So, going back here, sabihin nyo lang kung may tanong kayo ha. Ay, shit, what the hell? Ayan. So, going back here, we're going to load the existing nodes. So kapag kasi di ba mag-a-add tayo, the concept right here is, kunwari we already have the list of nodes, which is a JSON file. So before everything else, before loading it, before adding a node, we should make sure that we already loaded the JSON file inside our nodes.js. Para kapag mag-a-add tayo, hindi siya gumagawa ng panibagong JSON file every now and then. Okay, so we're going to create another method for a function for that. So you have load nodes. So just doing this like an OOP shit para magkakasama na lahat. Okay, so we leave the function blank for a while. Okay, and then when we're going to add here, we just load it like, then we call our load nodes function. Okay, since wala pa naman siyang ginagawa, just leave it like that. Okay. So in this part, we're just going to require our fs module. Tama ba? Yan mag-require ng fs, di ba? Oo na lang. Okay, so going back to our load nodes. Okay. Okay. So we're just going to, kung paano natin ginawa kanina, we're going to load it eh. So first, just think that we already have a JSON file. Okay, we have una, of course, data buffer since we're loading it. Then, with file sync, and then the name of our JSON file, which is magiging nodes.json. So, bali gagawin pa lang natin yan, pero later na lang. And then next is we're going to parse the data buffer into string. So you have const data JSON into data buffer .toString. And then next is we're going to have the string file. Therefore, we need to return it. Return JSON. We're going to parse it. JSON.parse and then data. Ayan. So, bali yan yung mga mangyayari. Bogay code ko pa, handwritten. Okay, so we're going to try to run this one using app.json. Okay, labas lang ako dito, cd. Hey, my idol. Ba't ganon? Then cd nodes app. Okay. So taas ko lang to. And then we're going to run a node app.js. Anong nangyari? Okay, sorry. We need to add pala. So, dash dash, title. So we have add, dash dash title. Then equals, kunwari, T. And then, dash dash body. Okay, B. Okay, so let's just have, ay, sheesh. Sheesh. So, as you can see, nag-error siya. Sinadya ko talaga mag-error siya. Mag-error siya, pero yung mababasa natin right here is, ano nangyari, Mare? Tangang puta. Okay. Kung babasahin natin, yung error lang talaga niya kasi is walang notes.json. Diba? Ang okay nung error. Ang okay nung error ni Bading. Pero sa totoo lang, ang error lang talaga kasi wala pa si notes.json. Therefore, kailangan muna natin siya magawa. Next is, okay, so in order to navigate that error, we're just going to add a try-catch function. Alam niyo naman kung anong try-catch, di ba? Baka pati try-catch, nagbakasyon eh. Okay. So you're just going to put this one inside, in here. Para kapag existing C notes, ay pag hindi existing C notes na JSON, mahuli yung, yung error. Ayan. So, ang gagawin natin dito, since hindi existing si notes.json, we're going to have a blank array. So, walang mangyayari. Pero dapat hindi siya magka-crash ng ganun kabongga. So, we're going to have a return of a blank array. Since JSON files are basically arrays, so, ayun. Ilang kilong pansit? Ilang kilong pansit? Tatlo? Okay, punta tayo dito. Sa ads. Okay, so lagyan lang natin siya ng... Tingnan na natin. Okay. So, we go back to our app.js. It's going to clear this shit up. And then we're going to run it again by having a title T and a body B. Okay. As you can see, wala siyang maikarga. Bakit doon siya nag-print? So, wait lang. Dito ba natin siya ilalagay? Load notes, try, JSON. Ay, yeah, dito pala. Sorry, dito pala dapat siya. So, if we're going to run this one again, as you can see dito sa baba, hindi siya makita po siya. Ayan. Kikita nyo dito sa baba, ang karga niya lang is an empty array. So, hindi na siya nag-crash na as in sobrang like parang gumuho yung mundo ni Node.js nung nag-error siya. So, na-catch natin yung error at ang nagpapakita is a blank array. Therefore, kapag gagawa na siya ng parang nag-update yung specific JSON file, hindi na siya nag-overwrite. Like, hindi na siya gumagawa ng bagong JSON file ulit. Ang ginagawa niya, nag-update na lang siya. Mag-update na lang siya. Paano yun? Okay, sige, wait lang. Okay, so, let's try to add. Wait, paano to? Bakit nandiyan ka sa taas? Saglit lang. Ayan. Okay, so we go in here sa ating add node function. Since okay na si load notes natin. We're going to use an array function that we call push. Oh, push mo yan, be. Okay. So you're going to create it as an object. Then we're going to have our variables inside. So we have our title. And then next is we have our body. Ayan. Just going to save this. And the next thing that, this is the part of the ad. Bakit ka ba nagsasalita? Okay, so this is the part of the ad. Andiyan na ba yung mga haters? Okay, ito na yung part ni ad. Pero kailangan natin, we're going to create a save one. So it's just adding and then iba pa yung gagawa ng saving. Because for example, if we remove things, we also need the part of where it will be saved. Kaya better gawa na lang tayo ng isang function na ang gagawin niya lang is to save things. So we're going to have our constant again. Sorry. Let's have a function right here. And then we're going to call notes. Okay. Let's put it right here. And then, lagay natin dito kay add. Pagkatapos natin ma-push, of course, we're going to save it. So, we have save notes. Then, we're going to put, pareng notes. Ayan. So, as you can see, we have different, here. So, you have load notes. Then, we have save notes right here. Ikakarga niya kung ano man yung magagawa niya inside notes. Okay. For the save, we're going to have the stringify JSON file that we're going to write inside the node, the JSON file. Okay, so we're going to create our data JSON dot stringify. Stringify lang natin si notes, and then we're going to have the right. Then we're going to create our JSON file. And then we're going to have the data.json inside. Okay, going to save this. Okay, so we're going to try to run. Then I'll give you time to copy. Okay, we're going to run the same command with the title and the body. So as you can see, walang nangyari sa terminal, but the notes.json file is already created. So we're going to click it here, we have our title T and the body B already. Therefore, if we're going to add another one, so let's have the title schedule. Ano ba, mare? Node app.js add -- title equals schedule, then -- body equals ano ba ngayon? IPT 315 2022. Mari. Okay, so as you can see, nag-update si notes.json at andun na si ating schedule. And then those are the things that you're going to fetch every now and then. Okay? Tama ba? Okay. Sige. Up to that part, copyin nyo muna para saan ba tayo nag-edit? Okay, add notes. Sabihin nyo kung bababa ko lang. Wala pa naman tayong, sige. Sige, dito muna sa notes. Gano'n. Dagdagan lang natin ng sa pang function to before we proceed sa talagang dapat gagawin nyo ngayon. Okay, dagdagan lang natin siya ng feature para kapag yung title is already existing, hindi siya mag-a-add. So we're just going to check if there are duplicate nodes that already exist. Okay, so we're going to create another function right here. Just have like, you gotta, yan. And we're going to, sorry, use the function filter na existing siya sa array ng, bakit hindi, sige, sa add pala natin siya natin. Sorry. Okay, dito. Okay, so const duplicate, before save notes, okay? Ano ba? So, bago tayo mag-add, wait, typical logic. So, bago tayo mag-add, maglo-load siya, then magpupush tayo ng nodes. So, bago natin siya i-save, check muna natin if may duplicate. So, we have const duplicate nodes. Then we have nodes. Then we're going to use filter. And then we're going to have it as a function. And then we're going to have node right here. And then we're going to have it like this. Okay. So, and then we're going to have it return. Okay. So, balang return kasi neto is a boolean. Na if i-filter neto kung may kapareho na node sa loob nung MS. So, i-check niya kung ano. So, kapag wala, basically it's 0. Kung meron, basically it's 1. So, we're going to return node.title since si title lang ating finifilter. And then, check lang natin kung magkakaroon siya ng kapareho na title. Okay. So, makukuha niya kasi, bali ang concept nito, since if i-filter niya yung laman ni notes.json, i-check niya muna tong part na to na kung merong kapareho si title. So, kung wala, basically 0 siya. And then, check niya ulit tong isa pa dito. And then, 0 ulit siya. Okay? Kung meron naman, di magka-add siya. Mag-1, ganon. And then, kung walang ayun. So, after that, since kapag meron to, lalabas niya kung ilan yung kapareho. Kung wala, edi 0. Bibilangin niya nga, di ba? Upo ka ba? So, ang gagawin natin, gagawa tayo ng if statement just to check niyo yung mga alignment niyo. Medyo nahilo na rin ako. So, if so, kung yung length is equal to 0, therefore, walang laman. So, pwede mo nang gawin yung nodes.push. Diba? And then, lagyan na lang din natin ng console.log dito. So, ito yung if, ito yung alignment ng if, okay? So, we have a new node added right here. And then, we're just going to have the else part. And then, we're going to have console.log node title taken. Okay. So, basically, then we're going to save notes. And that's it. Save ko lang. Testing lang natin, ha? So, okay, so we're going to run again the last one. Since may title na tayong schedule, bakit ka nag-error, kapatid? Go easy on me, baby. Duplicate notes is not defined. Huh? Wait lang, nagde-debug lang ako. Ah, tama. Yung, saan? Ah, tanga. Eh di wow. Sige, balik ko na dun na. Thanks, thanks. Ayan. So, nung rinan natin siya, CLS lang natin, going to have the same, the one na rinan natin kanina in order to add. So, we have scheduled IPT3, and then we're going to run it at magpapakita is no title taken. Ayan. Ayan. So, you will be needing this filter function for the next part of our activity. Ayan. So just feel free to copy. I'll give you 5 minutes and then I'll be giving your activity for today's video.